It was a day that was supposed to be full of joy and excitement. On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy arrived at Love Field Airport in Dallas, Texas. The people of Dallas were thrilled to see him. The president's motorcade started its journey through the city, with crowds cheering and waving. But as the motorcade turned onto Elm Street in Dealey Plaza, the day took a shocking and tragic turn. In just a few moments, the excitement turned to horror as gunshots rang out, and the president's life was suddenly taken. After the assassination, the focus quickly shifted to a man named Lee Harvey Oswald, who was accused of the crime. But was he really acting alone? Or was there something more going on? Some witnesses at Dealey Plaza reported hearing shots from a place called the Grassy Knoll, leading to theories that there might have been a second shooter. There were also questions about why the motorcade's route was suddenly changed, putting the president right in front of the Texas School Book Depository, where Oswald was. Was this just a coincidence, or was it part of a bigger plan? The Warren Commission later concluded that Oswald acted alone. But many people still have doubts, especially about the single bullet theory and possible connections to the CIA, the Mafia, and other mysterious groups. After the assassination, America was left with many questions that still haven't been answered. The death of President Kennedy not only shocked the nation but also left a lasting impact, with many mysteries surrounding the event that continue to intrigue people today. On that fateful morning, President Kennedy was welcomed warmly by the people of Dallas. The motorcade made its way through the city, with the president smiling and waving to the excited crowds. As the motorcade approached Dealey Plaza, everything still seemed perfect, but suddenly, everything changed. At 12:30 p.m., gunfire echoed through the plaza. President Kennedy was hit, and the joyful cheers turned into cries of fear and sadness. The motorcade rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, but it was too late. President Kennedy was pronounced dead, and the whole country was plunged into mourning. In the chaotic hours after the assassination, the police quickly arrested Lee Harvey Oswald, a former Marine who had a troubled past. He was accused of being the one who shot President Kennedy. Oswald's life was full of challenges. He had even lived in the Soviet Union for a while, only to return to the U.S., feeling unhappy with both countries. The Warren Commission later said that Oswald acted alone, firing from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. But many people still wonder, was Oswald really the only person involved? Or was he part of something bigger? As the motorcade passed through Dealey Plaza, several witnesses claimed they heard gunshots coming from the Grassy Knoll, a small hill overlooking the route. This has led to one of the most famous and controversial theories about the assassination. The idea that there was a second shooter on the Grassy Knoll has fueled many conspiracy theories. In 1979, a special House Select Committee on Assassinations even found some evidence suggesting another gunman might have been there, though this conclusion is still debated. Could there really have been a second shooter, or were the sounds and sights just misunderstood? One of the most puzzling parts of the assassination is the sudden change in the motorcade route. Originally, the route was supposed to avoid sharp turns, but it was changed at the last minute, putting the motorcade in front of the Texas School Book Depository. Some people think the route change was just a coincidence, while others believe it was part of a plan to make the president an easy target. Was this just a random adjustment, or was it a deliberate move? Some even say that President Kennedy himself might have asked for the change, but there's no strong proof of that. The CIA had been involved in planning the security for the route, but despite their efforts, they couldn't stop the assassination. This has led to even more speculation. How could such an important agency fail to protect the president? After the assassination, the Warren Commission was created to figure out what happened. Their final report was supposed to give clear answers, but instead, it led to more questions. The most controversial conclusion from the commission was the single bullet theory, which suggested that one bullet caused multiple wounds to both President Kennedy and Governor Connally. Critics say this theory doesn't make sense and that the commission may have ignored important evidence. Some people even believe there was a cover-up, leading to doubts about how thorough the investigation really was. Over the years, many conspiracy theories have emerged, each suggesting that the assassination was part of a bigger plan involving different powerful groups. Some people believe Oswald had connections to the CIA and that the assassination might have been part of a secret operation. Others think the mafia was involved because they were angry with Kennedy's policies. There are also theories about other hidden groups playing a role. Despite many investigations, there's no solid evidence to prove these theories, but they still spark debate and curiosity. The assassination of John F. Kennedy not only shocked the world but also left a lasting impact on American society and politics. After the tragedy, there was a period of deep sadness and reflection across the nation. The assassination led to increased security for U.S. presidents and changes in how the country protects its leaders. Kennedy's legacy, shaped by his vision for a better America and the unresolved mysteries of his death, continues to influence our world today. As we look back on that tragic day in Dallas, many questions are still unanswered. Was the assassination truly the work of a lone gunman, or was there more to the story? Even after all these years, the full truth about what happened on November 22, 1963, remains unclear. The assassination of John F. Kennedy is one of the most complex and tragic events in American history. The search for answers continues as we try to understand the real story behind the president's untimely death. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.